Lovely, amazing movie. I sometimes couldn't breathe sometimes in this movie. I forgot to breathe because the sheer kind of the rain, the water, the claustrophobia as well of the Ark.
People are having a very intense experience with this movie because people make assumptions about Noah. They make assumptions about what the story may be, you know. But when you talk to them, you realise that their assumptions are not biblical. They're not based on the Bible. The vast majority of people are making assumptions based on children's books that were read to them when they were 6 or 7 years old.
A great flood is coming. We build a vessel to hold the innocent.
Tell us about the actual filming of it, because you know, it's very dramatic in its portrayal. So what was it like for you? You filmed all over the place. Iceland, for example.
We started in Iceland in the best summer that they've had for 20 years.
But cold, I imagine.
I never would have guessed that. I never would have guessed that was their best one. It's a very challenging place to shoot, Iceland, but, you know, so unbelievably beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it was quite easily the most difficult job I've ever done, and that includes Gladiator or Cinderella Man or anything else, Master and Commander, you know.
Choice is in your hands, Noah.
It's been banned in three countries, and Christians have been critical of it. How do you take on board all of that?
Well, you don't go into this expecting everybody to, you know, be super pleased with the fact that you're taking on a biblical story. I mean, you know, you expect a certain amount of criticism. What I've probably been a bit surprised about is the volume of the criticism and the nature of it. You know, there's a whole bunch of people putting their stamp on an opinion about a piece of art that they haven't actually seen yet.
Tell us about, we've got some amazing British actors in there. Emma Watson, Ray Winston. And, I mean, just fantastic. Tell us a little bit about...
Anthony Hopkins.
Of course. How was Emma Watson? Because we're all so fond of her. What was it like working with her?
I think she's really special. You know, I think that this was a big challenge for her.
Did you dance waltzes together?
Yes. I mean, it was a very, you know, concentrated, focused set. So on Sunday afternoons, we would go and do Viennese waltz lessons together and then have a cup of tea afterwards.
How very British of you.
I tried to do that with Ray too, but he didn't. I wanted to do samba lessons with him, but he wouldn't he wouldn't get engaged. I'll tell you a funny story about him. We were doing this fight sequence, and it would start. We did, you know, most of the takes we did in the fight sequence started with me lying on the ground and him lying on top of me, you know. And he's got a bit of heft to him. I can imagine. You know, he's got a bit of heft. And just before action, he would just elbow me in the ribs. So I'd be starting the fight sequence, recovering from this, like, particularly, you know, sharp and heavy shot to the ribs. And after about the third take, I was like, why are you doing that? And he was like, because I'm an old man and you're a younger man. But you need to watch out for a man like me.
Oh, brilliant. I saw him earlier. He's looking good on it.
Oh, mate, he's fantastic.